Are they still on red and blue, or are they swapping sides?
They do have to swap sides.
Alright, so while that lobby is figuring itself out, I'm going to swap our little text chat here. Here we go. It'll be interesting to see if we have the same ships, if we've got something different there. I mean, we saw a lot of success from East Chaladon there. Maybe this map will give them a little more openings for the StoneCake. I know, a lot of pain in that last match though.
Yeah, that wasn't very good. Damn it.
So next map is up. Fight over Fernfield. You can see in the bottom left corner the always lovely, always very blue Fernfield. We are. We'll see what people bring. We're seeing a Galleon on StoneCake and a Pyramidion, but that is definitely subject to change. They have the 4-minute timer right now. I know. I mean, as I said at the beginning, I think Galleon is really going to show itself as the beast that it was years ago, where it
did show itself last match.
It showed itself last match. It showed itself last week. I think teams aren't going to have to sit here and learn how to beat the Mobula. I think teams are going to have to learn to beat the Galleon over again. This is just our first round of the day, so this is game number 2. Can East Chaladon, do another clean shutout, or did StoneCake go through the last match they learned? They're changing the Junker to a Galleon themselves, by the looks of it. We'll see if that, remains, but maybe they said, we need some long-range firepower as well, and we'll just initiate with the Pyramidion, because they got in close. They just were not able to follow up with the damage they were taking and the damage they couldn't put out.
It seems like StoneCake is going to stick with a very similar kind of strategy, but they are swapping their Junker for a Galleon. No peeking, Kvias.
Well, it's on the thing right now where it says, of Kiev, Galleon.
I meant that the loadout.
Oh, I didn't look at the loadout. I don't, because people change them and they're monsters.
Exactly.
2 minutes remaining, so in a minute and a half we are going to have those locks. And we'll see, how StoneCake turns it. I mean, this is what it comes down to, is can you bring the team morale back? Can you keep people fighting, their hardest? I mean, though, that's one thing you have to say about Cake. They're normally pretty happy people. If they can, take it...
I think I would agree with that statement, yeah.
Yeah, if you can take it and keep everyone cheerful, I think you can do it, but it's a tall order. That was a rough round. I don't know, here...
I'm not sure which team's picks I like better right now.
Yeah, and as Shujat I just brought up in the chat, do not forget the other channel, The Obvious Show, with the always lovely Admiral Obvious, who made all the UI stuff for this as well. He's got some great games over there. Fancy Cloud Dancers and Team Predators, whoever loses that will be fighting the altruistic Aeronef Aviators. Alright, so we have 1 minute remaining before we start this round up. Yeah, someone's saying, what would people bring to counter the current Galleon? So, as we saw last week, the thing that locked down the Galleon, we saw both a Hwacha fish do it and a Blenderfish. Unfortunately, the Blenderfish wasn't able to not have his ally just, get demolished from it, but he was able to, once he got close, the Galleon was no more. All right.
I do think a Hwacha fish is a better take against a Galleon
I think it's a
Hellfish is.
It's a better initiate. So I
think it's a safer pick.
Yeah, safer pick. You know what? I have a lot of respect for the Blenderfish. I have a lot of respect because it's such a pilot ship. Like, your gunner almost doesn't matter, like, in no offense. Like, you can definitely, fire the gun worse, but it's 100% the pilot keeping the distance, keeping the range, keeping everyone, working together. But here we go. East Chaladon versus StoneCake. Let's see, quickly swap over the names so there is no confusion. About who will be on which side, but we have a change to Galleon, which is double Hwacha on their right side with Hwacha Lumberjack Hades taking a page out of the East Chaladon book with a mine launcher back though, and then Chocolate Shoulders following its same build from last time, a Gatling Artemis front with a Banshee flamethrower side.
And over on the blue team, I predict very little changes over here for East Chaladon Squirrel Company. We have a Galleon, the GFA, Evermore, being captained by Captain Scrowbeard. Port side is the Hades, heavy flak. They did change something, and a Lumberjack, so they got rid of that Hwacha. And on starboard side is a double Hwacha. Mobula is Luna Moth, being captained by Merwin. Merwin? Excuse me. I can't pronounce your name clearly. Top gun is Hades. Lower two guns are both Banshees, and both wing guns are Artemis.
So we do see one change on the Evermore, the Hwacha, which got a lot done last round, being sacked for a flak. Probably seeing just the problems that StoneCake had closing the distance and deciding just to lock the game out at a range. We do see StoneCake turning their sides towards the archway.
Yeah, it does seem like they're going to try and camp this artillery gun, or whatever the hell this thing is. I call it the artillery gun. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, I think StoneCake here was anticipating that another long-range series of engagements, and while the Hwacha was good last time, I think they're trying to more capitalize on the long-rangeness by taking that Typhon.
Yeah, they saw the damage they did. They said, if we had the flak instead of the Hwacha, we can win it at that range. We don't even need them to get close. And the big question is, will StoneCake see that? Will they see what I would call weakness now? What the thing that locked them out from brawling is now gone. If they try to fight on their own turf, the East Chaladon is prepared for the long range. I don't know if they've baited them into this, but we're going to see ships starting to scoot up and what the first engagement is going to look like.
StoneCake Sky Navy seems to be moving along the north side of the map towards the west, with Olga of Kiev in the lead. I'm not really sure what the game plan is. At the very least, East Chaladon seems to be on camping than anything. Chocolate Shoulders is spotted, and shots are starting to go out from the Evermore.
No, there we go. First hit, looks like a little bit of balloon damage, a little bit of armor. Balloon is going down pretty scarily, but is back up.
I think Olga's trying to use this distraction to sneak in, but I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't know. The big thing is Chocolate needs to be prepared to follow up.
Olga is most certainly using this distraction from the Chocolate Shoulders to move in. Evermore is spotted. Shots are going out from the Galleon.
Mostly
I think the Hwacha was too long range.
Yeah, we are not seeing that discipline we saw last round from the Hwacha that East Chaladon used. And now, he's made his announcement, he's made his initiation, but there is no follow-up. There's just shot after shot. Chocolate Shoulders unable to get in and really take any of this pressure or use any of this space.
10 stack on the hull of the Kiev before it goes down. Balloon and the hull armor are down. They're sitting up perched on a mountain trying to use stroke shoot to slow the descent. There's a bump. Chocolate Shoulders is engaging Luna Moth, though, who's just dropping out of the gun arcs of the Chocolate Shoulders.
Yeah, just in the Pyramidian's blind spot as the Olga, wow. Words are hard, apparently. Olga, and it just makes sense, you say it. I don't know why my mind was just like, I want to make up words, but here we go. The Olga is down. No matter what you call it, it is gone. Chocolate Shoulders now finding itself in that unfavorable 2v1 again. Trying to back up, but there's just going to be so much damage. Luckily, no permanent damage. If they can get out of here and reset, maybe try to find a new strat. But first blood, it goes to East Chaladon again.
That was just a really poor engagement from StoneCake. I like the distraction that Chocolate Shoulders provided, but Olga certainly ran in and made itself unannounced way too soon.
Yeah, no, I mean we're seeing just a lack of communication in a lot of ways. I mean, the two ships bumping into each other last game was the perfect example. The Olga was ready and went in, and the Chocolate was making that, distraction, but the second the distraction stopped, Chocolate wasn't there.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it was the distraction or... I think Olga just, as a side note while we're talking, skirmishing fire going on between the two teams, specifically between the galleons.
Yeah, I've got a good view of everything happening. No permanent damage. I mean, the Lunamoth is ballooned down, but not in any danger at all.
I do think... I like the trap that they were trying to spring, or at least that they sort of winged into action. But yeah, with two enemy ships firing at the Pyramidion and the Pyramidion trying to survive, with that galleon just opening up, not giving their Pyramidion enough time to actually get into position, that was a real problem for StoneCake, because it just turned into two sets of 2v1 engagements.
Yeah. Now Olga's still taking a massive amount of fire. Perma's about to start here. Do we see any of these Scots hitting? And they do. Olga is taking some real damage here. Armor able to get back up.
Long range shots are away. Very accurate shooting going on from the Evermore and the Hades gunner of the Lunamoth.
Just shot after shot. We're not seeing... Yeah, Chocolate Shoulders is close by, but this is not the engagement range they can win at. And, they're throwing out the Hades, but it just feels like a desperation move at this point, hoping to gain a little bit of space, let them repair, let them recover. And down. Ooh. Chocolate Shoulders is now alone again. Hopefully able to get out. It has just been the galleon going down. No permanent damage on the Chocolate Shoulders, but no way to contribute to the fights. The Gatling Artemis on the front, it's spicy, it's unique, but it's not bringing anything to the match. Ooh, some good damage coming in.
Yeah, I don't think Chocolate Shoulders just has enough long-range firepower to make a difference in these engagements.
It doesn't even have close-range firepower. We've seen Chocolate Shoulders close the distance both this round and the last, but unfortunately it's not enough. The Gatling Artemis isn't able to apply enough pressure to scare anyone.
Yeah, Gatling Artemis is not a build that I would admittedly say that I like on a Pyramidion, but that's just personal preference.
Yeah, I understand the purpose, getting close, armor shredding, but...
Chocolate Shoulders, yeah, taking a whole hell of a beating. Balloon and the hull armor is down.
Yep, just trying to scoot back again.
Away.
The fire is still coming. We still just see Hades after Hades fire, Lumberjack, Flak fire. It is just a storm coming their way. They actually don't even have anyone firing their own Artemis. Just trying to keep...
I'm not sure they have the altitude for it.
It's true as well. Oh, here we go.
Up there goes the Artemis.
They're gonna need to score some real hits on here. But it looks like it'll still be East Chaladon scoring all those hits. Their gunner's probably just having a heyday over there. Bounces off the ground, but no real damage because the armor is still up. We see Olga just hanging up top, trying to throw some fire in. Or not even, no wait, that's its long range side. Okay, I was worried it was showing double Hwacha. Oof. And this is an elimination round, so if the StoneCake aren't able to turn this match, they will be out of the tournament. No chance for any money. Chocolate moving up, bouncing into a wall, just trying to find a way to engage, but Olga is just dying. Without any breathing room, it cannot win this range.
Olga have key. Neither of these StoneCake Sky Navy ships look good. They're hugging the mountain, trying to find any cover they can.
And even if they...
I feel like the only difference in this team here is that the Junker from the previous match was replaced with this Galleon.
It is, and they just don't have a consistent idea of where they want to be fighting and what they want to do. I mean, it's what we're seeing from East Chaladon this round and the round before. they knew what engagement range they were going to take. They knew where they were going to win the fight. Like, East Chaladon won the last round with close-range shots. They were ready for it. And they're winning this one with long-range shots. They're controlling that distance.
Oh, Chocolate Shoulder's not looking good here. A sneeze will kill him.
Just able to get that armor up in time, but Balloon is down. Balloon's back up again. Just a sliver of health, and probably some really tired hands over there. All the damage they're trying to repair. Someone saying snipe is meta. I would disagree. This round turned into a snipe fest, but last week was no sniping, or very little sniping.
Last week even on Battle on the Dunes we had quite brawly ships.
I mean, this could just be what East Chaladon does. This could be their playstyle, and we'll have to see if, you know, StoneCake is able to close the distance and change it, but at this moment it is looking really scary for them. Chocolate Shoulders, I don't even know what you do when you have that little health, because they can't even come into the open for more than a moment. Here, they're popping up, and Lunamoth has already identified it, that this is what they want to kill, this is what they want to shoot at. A lot of damage coming in. They have the right angle for the Artemis. Here we go. Another fire from it, if they can lock something down here. But no, they're balloon down, armor down, a sliver of health, just anything touches it. Armor back up. They are
right in time for the flak to hit.
Yeah, they are putting so much effort in staying alive. Now Olga taking fire as well. I mean, I just do not think this is the engagement for them. I don't think this is the angle for them. I know they're feeling the pressure, 2 kills down, but they're just not going to make any headway. And Olga, armor down, Balloon, 5 stacks of fire, and down, permanent damage going in. Chocolate can't even get in the way to block, or it'll die as well. And
Flax, Banshees, Lumberjacks, Hades, all raining into Olga of Kiev. Chocolate Shoulders is trying to move into engage, but it's too late for the Olga.
This is about to be even worse for Chocolate. It is, if it can get back and slink back, maybe it can survive and not turn this into an 0-4, but he is Balloon down. Balloon is back up. We just, you know, you see him limping away. Another story of just unable to create any space. The Galleon just tanks everything and then dies, and with that, Chocolate can't do anything. It doesn't have a loadout for it. It can't be out in the open for more than a second. Already taking more and more Hades fire. Lumberjack. You know, if the enemy could see how little health it have, they'd be, you know, frustrated to not get that just little sliver gone.
Chocolate Shoulders is ninjaing around all the long-range fire coming at it. Oh, Balloon is down. There goes the hull.
Oh, can they make it out?
Sneeze will kill this
back
thing.
up.
There goes the hull back up.
The engineers are getting a workout.
To stay alive. Olga of Kiev is back in the game, but I'm not sure if they know what they should do. Moving forward here into the clouds.
Bumping into a wall there. Chocolate just trying to find a better spot, but Olga flared up, taking more damage.
East Chaladon Squirrel Company is dominating StoneCake Skynavy. They haven't even left the side of the gun. They've essentially been here for 10, 15 minutes now.
Haven't even had a need to really
3 kills
repair.
doing it. Yeah, if you're gonna play the long range game, you gotta commit to it, and it doesn't seem like StoneCake Skynavy really committed to it with this choice of shit.
We're seeing
Olga's hull armor is down.
Yeah, no fall. There we go. A little bit of damage, but armor is back up before anything real goes in. I mean, it's still just more and more damage. Lunamoth actually taking some fire. Chocolate and Olga finally able to get some shots out, lock down some of the guns. Is this the space they need? Can they move in? I mean, I want to believe that this can be the turn that they can do, but that Chocolate is still so low. They're going to have to find a way to work with never losing armor in a fight.
Yeah, then if Chocolate Shoulders advances past this gun to attack Lunamoth, then the Galleon's just going to turn all of its guns onto Chocolate Shoulders, and that's on top of Chocolate Shoulders. Pyramiding also having to keep up with the maneuvering of Lunamoth, the Mobula, which, as we saw last match, is something very hard to do. He's either going to go above you, go below you, and then throw tar in your face.
Another desperation shot of Hawacha going in to Lunamoth, not doing much damage at this range without a heavy clip. You're just not going to see that much connection.
We have 5 minutes remaining in this match.
I just would not want to be in Chocolate Shoulder's situation. They were able to lock down a few guns, but only for a moment, and not enough.
I think StoneCake Sand Navy is going to try and do what they did in the opening engagement and get around this side of the gun here.
Oh, they're spotted,
maybe?
though.
I don't know. Olga is spotted.
Yeah, there is no stealth when they're flared up like this.
Hard to hide a Galleon.
Yeah, definitely not a quick and nimble ship at all.
Balloon down on Kiev. And not taking too much damage, though, other than the balloon.
Yeah, well,
in comes the fire. Here we
down.
go. Balloon out, hull armor out. There we go.
About to ground out. They got that drogue shoot trying to make some distance, but
Ooh.
gone. That Galleon has died 4 times. Chocolate Shoulder's doing a good job of surviving, but not much else. Again, there are so many ways to move around this map, and they've just decided this one is the way they're going to take it, and it just isn't working for them. It looks like Luna Moth is moving in. You know, they've smelt blood in the water. I think they just want the 5-0 shutout. I think they don't want to see this game end on a timer.
Well, depending on how far Lunamoth advances, this could be their downfall.
This
is the first time that East Chaladon has moved past that artillery gun.
Yeah,
the Galleon respawned here.
Back. Now, can Olga get close and make that engagement?
They're turning the right side onto him. I don't agree with 2 Hwatches from that range. Isn't going to do much.
Yeah, Olga taking a lot of damage. They announced their presence, and they were met with even just more vicious and vindictive fire just for the little scattering of Hwatcha. Balloon is down. They bounce once. Armor's still up. They're trying to kerosene back, but there's armor down. Not a lot of space for them to go. Luckily,
Chocolate Shoulders is trying to get back into engage, maybe? No, they don't look very committed on engaging.
No, they got him low, and basically this has stopped the Chocolate from being a factor in the game at all, because Chocolate refused to die for 3 deaths of the Galleon, but he hasn't been able to come back and go in. He doesn't have the health to do anything here. Olga being very low armor down, more shots coming in, a little bit of permanent, no big hits yet. There we go.
Oh no, there's the big hits.
Yeah, they were waiting, they were holding.
We have 2 minutes remaining in this match. Olga of Kiev is taking brutal long-range fire from the Evermore and Lunamoth.
Yeah, still has its double Hwatcha side facing the enemy. Shots going out, but again, no real damage. The Lunamoth, though, taking a little bit from that Artemis, it looks like. But no permanent damage, a little bit of balloon. Olga, armor is about to go down. If they get the flak shots in after this, it is all over. There we go, armor
There
is
goes
down.
the balloon. Or there goes the hull and the balloon, excuse me.
Oh, and armor goes up before any permanent damage.
They're still trying to get long-range Hwatcha shots off, though, on that starboard side.
And we're getting pretty close to the end of timer. It looks like East Chaladon is really comfortable just having the time end here. Like they're a dominant force, and they'll go in without dying unless StoneCake is able to charge and make something happen. Here we go, finally turning sides that are long range. Olga trying to pin down the enemy. Lumberjack's going out. Lunamoth, taking some hits, but Chocolate Shoulders as well. Lunamoth is almost ballooned down. Good lumberjacking.
Balloon is out.
They're starting to fall. it looks like he's on the wrong side of the wall. Could this be their opportunity to move in? Hades shots going out. Only one connecting. Two. There we go. Only 2 shots connecting from the clip.
We have 30 seconds remaining in this match.
Both Olga and Chocolate are near death, but they just cannot get the armor down and that final flak hit in. And just, again, salvo after salvo going towards Olga. Chocolate just holding back as well.
And with that, referee has announced time is up. The blue team has won. A good game to both teams, but East Chaladon Squirrel Company is going to be the team moving on.
Yep, that StoneCake is out. You know, we thank them for joining in, but this is elimination. There are no tiers. There is just the best team moving forward.